Robbins one, Chaplain.
Yes, take it away.
Sir Clive is a chaplain himself, you know.
Now, see, we're not passing no baton on prayer now. You need Mr.
Not at
Hubert,
all, not
please.
at all.
Yeah,
Not
yeah,
at all.
yeah, man.
Not at all. Are we
Take us
getting
away,
there?
please.
Yes, you can go
Okay,
ahead,
you're
sir.
ready. Okay, let's pray. Our God and our Father, we thank you for this wonderful day you gave us. We thank you for knowing you are already here with us. We thank you for this presentation we're about to commence. And we know, Father, that with you as our leader, our inspirer, our guide and instructor, we shall indeed have a successful presentation this evening. And so, Father, we just hand it over to you now. We thank you for the beautiful day. We thank you for those who are already on the program. We thank you for those who will make presentations. We thank you for all of us in attendance. And we are willing to share as we listen, as we learn, and we teach, and we interact with each other. We'll take back to those who were not so blessed to be on with us, so they too can know what blessings lie in store for all of us. Thank you, God. It is so, and so it is. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Okay, Dr. Rutan, you going to say anything else?
Oh, yes, definitely. Sorry, I was trying to find my button. The button
Okay.
disappeared for me. So, yes, guys, we want to welcome everybody tonight. I was trying to get the slides up at the same time, but we want to welcome everybody tonight to our microbiome movement, guys. This is something that leaders in the Caribbean that are a part of a company called Sankey Global have, because of what our products do, because of what we have learned that they can do, because of what we know, the capacity of what they're able to deal with. You know, we had a gentleman by the name of King Clive Campbell. As we hear, we call persons king and queen. So if you hear me address him as a king, that is what he is. But when we started to learn what Dr. Behia Diaz, who is our scientific director of Sankey Global, had really stumbled upon, and when King Clive started delving deeper and deeper into it, and he brought it and presented it back to us, we were blown away by what this microbiome was. And honestly, guys, I had not a clue what a microbiome was before we started doing this. But every single week, I remember the first time I came on, and I think that first call, and Clive can correct me if I'm wrong, I think we were on for nearly 3 hours.
Yeah.
And we went on and on and on. And honestly, all I can tell you, it blew me away, because the number, like everybody that came on stayed on, because we were in awe of understanding that we weren't in control of our bodies. You know, that is the takeaway. When you leave here tonight, you're going to realize that you're not as in control as you think. And like King Clive always says, you're not as human as you believe you think you are. So, and that to me is always such a big thing, because we believe that, you know, we're this, you know, this strong human and this and that. But guess what? There's something else within us that is really in control. And so tonight, our focus, and I think we have like a split focus, because last week and the week before, we were talking about the vaginal microbiome,
Okay,
which
I don't
is
think,
so super.
I'm not sure Dr.
Coming
Denise
on
might
tonight?
be able to come on time. She said she's going to be late,
Okay.
so she cannot
Okay, no
guarantee that
problem.
she will continue that part. So we're going to go into the
Okay, no
wait
problem.
part.
So we might not have the plus. So we might have the plus as well as we might not have the plus.
Yes.
So tonight's main topic is weight loss. Weight loss, how does it affect us? Why does it affect us? And how is it even possible that bacteria could play a role? So without further ado, I'm going to step out of the way, and I'm going to bring up somebody that is phenomenally gifted in the area of research, studies. He delves deep Once he believes in something, he does not stop, and he makes sure that he passes the information on. And I think that is most important, that we always teach and want to teach other people how to do the same. And so that's our main objective here at the Microbiome Movement. We want to teach others how important the microbiome is. So without further ado, King Clive Campbell, take it away.
Hey, thank you so much, Queen. Dr. Ruth Ann Lightbourne. You are always kind with your words. You're so fluent, you're so knowledgeable, so intelligent. And I'm happy to be in your company, in your presence, so that I may learn from you and as we all learn together. So, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to thank you all for being here, and I welcome all persons to the call tonight, especially those that may be joining in and chiming in for the very first time. We are hoping that you will learn something about yourself that will change the way going forward for you. We are just only here to present information to you. We're not here to make any claim. And we just want to make sure that we give out a disclaimer first that these products we speak about do not intend to diagnose, to treat, or to heal any conditions that you have. We say to you, when it is that you have, consult your primary care physician. But what we do, we share our experience, we share our testimonies in terms of how these products have impacted us. And you'll be hearing some of those testimonies as the night go on. Now, today has been a very taxing day for most of us, but you have made the effort to join us on the call, and we say thanks to you also. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we believe that each week, no matter what we do, no matter what we speak about, we will have to speak about the microbiome because we believe that that has become our middle name for many of us. I introduced myself to a gentleman earlier this week, and as he saved my name, he saved my name as Clive Microbiome Campbell. And I said, wow, look at that. And whatever your name is, you can put microbiome in the middle. Because the truth be told, we have a microbiome in the center of our life and the center of our activities. And it plays a more dominant role than we would even tend to believe. Now, at birth, we were 99% human cells at birth. By the time you reach 5 years old and you begin to have the microbiome of an adult at 5 years old, at that time, you would only be 10% human cells that makes up your body. From 99%, by 5 years old, you'd only be 10% human cells at 5 years old. Now, between 5 years old and the time you die, you would be 90% microbial cells. That is a fact. You can check it on your own. You know how to go to your search engines, and you know how to research stuff. So we are basically 10% human cells as it is now. Those who do the counting tells us that the human body is comprised of approximately 10 trillion human cells. They also confirm that our body has in it 100 trillion microbial cells. And when we say microbial cells, we're talking about bacteria, fungi, archaea, virus, protozoa, even parasites. That makes up the 100 trillion microbes, of course, much of which is dominated by bacteria, the mighty bacteria. So it is intriguing to know that. Studies that have been done, numerous studies have been done. The Human Genome Project, the Human Microbiome Project have all been done. But one of the things we are understanding also that if we thought that we were outnumbered 10 to 1 and that was massive, they were even more fascinated to learn. In terms of genes, the human body has 22,500 genes. They were disappointed when they sequenced and mapped the human genome in 1990 for 13 years, only to find out that we don't even have as many genes as the rice grain, rice plant, and the common earthworm, because 38,000 genes makes up the rice plant and 46,000 genes makes up the common worm. And they are saying, oh my God, what is this? So they were greatly disappointed because now they thought that they are going to sequence and map all the genes in the body. They will find out which gene causes cancer, how to switch it on and switch it off, things like for Alzheimer's, too, diabetes, and all the chronic degenerative diseases that man faces, only to realize that we have only 22,500 genes. So that was a surprise of surprises. So when they started now the human microbiome project, they've realized that that's where the answer lies. That what makes us human ain't even human. That much of the functions that are being done in the body are not being done by human cells, but are really being done by microbial cells. So it has been a very humbling experience for the last 25, 30 years for humans, as we now realize that we have to work in harmony. We have to work in concert with microbes in order to live. There's a song that somebody did that we are all in this thing together. We got to work it out. Not because you're up there on the hill and I'm down here on the ground. We are all in this thing together. That is the song of the microbes. Hey, you big man, human cells upstairs. Hey, we are here and we are all in this thing together. Let's find common ground to survive together and let us work it out. So we are learning, ladies and gentlemen, that we have travelers with us on our journey. It's long time we know that bacteria lives in us, and some microbes. And we thought that we had a few and we must try to get rid of them. That is old school. New school is not only saying that we must live with bacteria. There are some doctors and schools of thought that is encouraging us to go out into Mother Nature. We're not talking about just going to the little park outside. We have a lot of concrete statues and everything. That is not the right place. In Jamaica, for example, go to the Blue Mountain. Go find some river, some beach somewhere, and spend some time there and increase and encourage the increase of the microbes inside of your body. So the narrative has changed from one in which we try to get rid of bacteria, now to one in which we're trying to encourage the diversity and species of bacteria that we want to have inside of our body. Because now we know that we need to have these microbes in order for us to survive and to thrive and to live well and to get rid of some of the sicknesses we have inside of our body. What is interesting, ladies and gentlemen, is that of the 100 trillion microbes that lives in the body, approximately 40% of them, are about 40 trillion, live in a community in the lower part of your gut called the colon. 40 trillion microbes. Now, can you imagine trillion? We have heard about million, we have heard about billion. Now we're hearing about what? Trillion. And I'm told by the experts that if you were to number all the stars in the universe, you would not get 40 trillion stars. Yet, inside of our gut, you have 40 trillion micro. So we have a universe living inside of us. If we ever wanted awe, if we ever wanted wonder, spectacle, amazement, all we have to do is to consider what lives on the inside of us. Somebody said, what lies before us and what lies behind us are small matters compared to what lies within us. Ladies and gentlemen, if you did not know Welcome to the universe of the microbes living inside of us, 100 trillion in the body and 40 trillion inside of the gut. So when it comes to bacteria, we are living in a cloud of bacteria that surrounds us. We are living in a bacterial cloud. So sometimes your cloud, you're walking down the road or you're mingling with some persons, your cloud of bacteria surrounding you is intermingling with clouds of bacteria that other persons are passing or are standing there, and we are checking out each other. And sometimes you say, you know, someone like that person that do, my gut tell me say something. It's the gut feeling. Your bacteria telling you that is a bad news person. Don't even listen to that story. That accident is looking somewhere to happen. Walk away. Perish that thought. Move away from here. Take away yourself. From hello, you say goodbye from the other side. So, ladies and gentlemen, these are the things we are learning. The bacteria, they surround us. The bacteria, they live on us. They live in us. They are ubiquitous. They have become us. Ubiquitous means that everywhere you look, you find bacteria in our body. Every time you breathe, you have millions, if not billions, of bacteria entering your nostrils or entering your mouth if you open the mouth to breathe. Every time you speak, you have bacteria in your mouth. As a matter of fact, they said that there are more bacteria living in your mouth than there are people living on the planet. This is the new reality. This is not the new normal. This is how it has always been. We are just finding out because we cannot see. Let me ask you this. Have you ever been like in the kitchen and a ray of sun is passing the top of the door as the early morning sunlight, and the ray of sun enters your house and you're seeing these little particles? Those are different dust particles and different types of things there, but you cannot see bacteria with the naked eye. But look at how the particles, so everywhere they are in that beam of sunlight, you have countless trillions, if not quadrillions, of microbes living inside of the atmosphere, in and around your house and around your body. You have multiple trillions, and they live inside of you. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been a wake-up call for Clive Campbell. It has been a wake-up call for many persons as we consider the fact that we have travelers with us on our journey. We are not alone, and we are certainly not sterile. And here's the sad thing about this. We have made our home such a sterile place. Everything we find, we wipe it down with bleach. We have sanitizers, we have disinfectants, we have all kind of different things, and our house is so clean to kill microbes. Now to understand that we ourselves is dominated by microbes, and we cannot live anymore in a comfortable way in the very house, in the very world that we have now made hostile to microbes, in particular bacteria and viruses. Ladies and gentlemen, this changes the narrative, because we now are like balloons that live in the land of maca. We say maca here in Jamaica, we can say cacti that have the maca pricks on them, the sharp pricks on them. So we have to be so careful now because of how we have created a sterile environment. And nowadays, our children go up. We have the tiles, ceramic tiles on the floor. We wipe it off every 10 minutes, we mop it off, and the children go so sterile. And the more sterile we go them, the more sick they become. We have to run go doctor with them, run go children's hospital with them, because they have these allergies. They have these asthmatic conditions. They have these different eruptions taking and food sensitivities. The more we try to keep them sterile, is the more them sick. when we were growing up, because I'm older than many persons on this call, and I was growing up as a boy, when I was playing with my friends outside, we never have a lot of grass to play on. Our ceramic tiles is the source of dirty, as you would say, that we were playing in. We're running and sliding and kicking up all the dust. We were there playing marbles. We were playing with gigs. We were playing different dandy shandy. For those who are old enough to know that, we were making kites. We were making skates. We were making toys, because them days our parents couldn't afford these fancy toys that come with all these ladders and 18 wheels. We had to use buckle stoppers, so to speak, and the orange juice and milk boxes and make. Oh, am I talking the truth or what? Because some child met me beside you and say, "Is it true, mama? Is it true, papa?" And them things I used to go on. Nowadays, nowadays, parents all buy slingshot. We call them bingy in the time. I buy a slingshot. I buy a kite. No, man, them think them, and every boy or even girl have the skill and the know-how to make them own kite from crepe paper and from bamboo and thread and all those things. And we cut up old cloth and make the tail and fly kite. Nowadays, we're gonna store, gonna Woolworth and them place there, gonna buy kite, buy a bingy, slingshots for those who don't know it or who need further explanation. You might have to go and the search engine to look at what is a slingshot, what is a bingy, because those things are gone, ladies and gentlemen. And we usually play. And when we're ready, we climb the mango tree and we pick some sweet, pretty looking mango. And we never have any pipe in the mango tree or no swabs, I think, to wipe the mango. We just use our hand and brush it over the mango and dip our teeth into it. And that we usually eat, and the juice running down the side of our mouth, and we lick it. Am I making somebody's tongue jumping in their mouth, or in terms of juices running down the saliva and things of that nature? Just remembering those good old days. And we were not growing in a sterile environment. And guess what? I don't remember too many kids having these food sensitivities, allergies, asthma, and all kind of different other things, because we were exposed to bacteria. Most of those days we have dog in the yard. We used to have Fido and Bruno, and they bring different bacteria in our environment. And because of that, we were able to supercharge our own immune system. Sorry if I get carried away talking about those things, but all time something need to come back again. I hope I get an amen from somebody somewhere. But ladies and gentlemen, we are living in different times. We are living in serious times, that we have waged war against bacteria, and we have lost the war, because nobody can win a war against bacteria. They have been here for billions of years. We are living on bacteria planet, and they have now taken charge of our body. 90% microbes, they are in charge. So, ladies and gentlemen, many of us are going to hear soon from now how our gut microbes has become damaged, how that microbial population has gotten a name. It's called the microbiome. It's called the second brain. It's given big titles because of the role it plays inside of the body. I may not have the luxury of time to explain to you. I might have to say quickly, they determine our mood because they make 30 different neurotransmitters, including serotonin, including melatonin, including dopamine, including GABA, including epinephrine, norepinephrine, and all those things. These are hormones that these microbes make in order to maintain and achieve and maintain homeostasis in our body. They also control our brain. We have more microbial cells in the brain than there are brain cells. The immune system is trained and nourished and educated and becomes smart, and the IQ of the immune system is raised by your bacteria so you can fight COVID. I'm sorry for those persons who have to be depending on some formulation of man in a bottle to inject them with in order to be powerful and vibrant in your immune system. I believe that our bacteria is quite qualified to train our immune system to fight any bad virus that they release on us or that comes along. these gut bacteria, the microbiome, deals with our digestion. Anything or anyone you know with celiac disease, Crohn's disease, irritable bowel syndrome, diverticulitis, persons who have things like acid reflux or ulcerative colitis, gastritis, some gastrointestinal situation, is because the gut has become damaged and dysfunctional. Because the microbes live in the gut, them say parson, christen, impit them first. They take care of the digestive system. But if it is damaged, it cannot do it. And one of the main reasons why it's damaged, antibiotics. There are several other reasons, but I don't have the luxury of time to get into it. They control our metabolism, how we can digest food, how we consume food, digest food, ingest food, how we heal, how the body heals itself, how all the metabolic functions take place, the enzymes and the different things in the body, the vitamins and minerals happen, how the stem cells work, how the blood work. The entire metabolic process of the body is controlled by bacteria. Your endocrine system, your glands and the hormones, controlled by bacteria. And the very 22,500 genes we have are switched off, are switched on by what? The microbiome. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the current reality. And if we get used to it, the sooner we get used to it, we begin to understand that this is the reality. So our main assignment for 2021 for many persons might be to reset your gut microbiome. The biggest health secret is now being revealed to man. You have an invisible organ, the 13th organ, resided in your gut. It is called the microbiome, and it controls 98% of the functions inside of your body with its 3 million plus genes. Check it out. Don't believe me. Check it out for yourself, and you will see that this is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Help us, Lord. So your fountain of youth you have been searching for resides deep inside of your gut. Your microbiome is God's way of saying to you, the healer for your body is here. The microbiome is God's way to say, this is how you deal with chronic, degenerative, debilitating conditions in your body. Your microbiome, your fountain of youth. You didn't know about it. It is damaged, but here is the good news. It can be restored. It can be repaired. It can be renewed. It can be resuscitated, reload, and come again. That's the good news. And you're hearing about products that are available to reverse, recover, and restore a damaged gut, your fountain of youth. So I say to you tonight, if you are living with a damaged, dysbiotic gut, that is the greatest liability that you can ever live with, because your fountain of youth is damaged, and therefore you have to be relying on all kind of different things from your doctor. Over-the-counter medication, prescribed medication, different surgical procedures, and all kind of different things. When your body is well equipped, but firstly, it did not know, and secondly, it is damaged, and sometimes we don't even know how to repair a damaged microbiome. So friends, we thank God for this information. Dr. Ruth Ann, I wonder if you can chime in for a minute and even share a testimony for me while I drink some Belage and go for talking about how
Yes,
the gut
definitely.
affects. Yes.
Yes, definitely. For me personally, I can speak regarding these products and what it's done, because like you said, the microbiome is one of those things that we constantly have to make sure we're feeding it the right thing. And I can say, for an example, and this is just a recent example, very recent, for the past 4 days, I decided to go on a fast. And because I have to take medication, I decided that I would drink Belage, Cronui in a 7, and I would take our Hasaki. And guys, all I can tell you is I started urinating more and more, and it had an odor. And so, you know, when something has an odor, that means that's toxins coming out of your body. And I was like, what's going on? And I'm not eating anything. So this is what's freaking me out, because I'm not putting any food in. I am putting food in, as in our formulations, which are like food for the body, or like we would say food for the microbiome, because that's what they were created for. These are formulas that were created to make sure that what your microbiome was getting and given what it was needed. For instance, our Hasaki, which we'll be talking about in short order. That Hasaki, guys, listen, Dr. Lee Laney of Cleveland Clinic, he's a part of this company. And you know what he said? Him and his wife are inventors. They invent products. They have invented many products. But he said he is amazed at the construction of the Hasaki, especially how it's able to get into the stomach and do what it needs to do, even with the acid that's there, but it stays intact and is then able to do and get in and give the body the extra bacteria if it needs it. It turns up the flora if it needs it, and then it turns it down. When we say our products have intelligent nutrition, we're not playing, guys. This is intelligent nutrition. It knows what it needs to do. It's been formulated just for that. And so I need y'all to understand the importance of when he speaks about the microbiome, when he speaks about the microbiota, all of these different things that normally we don't speak about. You know, we don't go that deep. We talk about the outside, but we don't go inside and talk about all these things. But I will let you know that the importance of it is so absolutely amazing. I know we have a young lady on, and I know I'm going to be putting her on the spot, but I know she doesn't mind because she's one of our coaches here at Sankey Global. She's our fitness coach, actually, and I hope she's near her phone or her laptop. And I hope she can hear the sound of my voice as I speak and bring her to the forefront. I hope that, you know, she can hear me. So Coach Carmen, are you out there? I think I saw her. Let me see. She must have jumped off. Okay. Well, I'm going to bring up for one moment because she's not going to be up long. Dr. Denise, I know you're out there. Can you unmute for 1 second?
Hi, night all.
Hey, good night, Dr. Denise. I know you might be busy tonight, but I wanted to ask you,
Yes.
if I'm a person that, and I know we're going to go into more depth, but let me just change the slide so people can see what we're talking about. Hold on, let me see. Can my microbiome make me fat?
Yes, definitely it can, in the sense of if your bacteria goes out of balance, it will change the microbiome in the gut and cause things like gases, just like you know, we have things that we feed our system with. These microbes, these bacteria live in the gut and also takes up home and house. So they have their television, they watch their movies, they do their byproducts, and those waste actually absorbs into the gut, and gassiness and all of these things starts the bloating, starts the building of fats within the system. And that is where you have that unbalanced gut. So yes, it can change the microbiome from healthy to unhealthy.
Oh, wow. And I thought it was just me eating a lot of nice fried food and some of that, you know, conch fritters and some guava duff, a little extra cheesecake when I don't need it.
Well, yes, you're feeding the bacteria, you're feeding those little critters, I call them.
So I wonder, do you think, and I mean, this is just a thought, like, do you think that sometimes those cravings that you're of food that you're not supposed to eat are the bad bacteria kind of saying, feed me, Seymour, feed me?
Yes, correct. That is very much correct.
Oh, wow. That now you're scaring me, because now every time I have a craving, I'm going to be like, Seymour, you're not being fed.
And the funny thing is that when it's balanced, you know, you will eat things that is healthy. The body will naturally tell you what it needs you to eat. It will guide you along, and you wouldn't have the cravings. You see, cravings actually is one of the first thing that feeds your unhealthy bacteria. When you have these cravings, you don't have cravings, you know, the body is getting balanced or where it needs to be.
Okay, I don't think the audience heard that in the left corner. You need to say that again because the left side of the room, I think the right side might have heard it, but you need to repeat that because I don't think the left side heard. Did you just say that
Okay.
when I have cravings, that
Yes.
that means my bad bacteria is actually saying, listen, feed me some
Feed
more,
me.
man. I at the menu table, I want this, I want that, I want this. Give me this and that and this. Are you
That's
serious?
so correct. Yes, because it wants you to eat all the unhealthy things and bacteria. That's when you have the cravings for unhealthy sugars, especially sweets. And all the cheesecake and all the the sweet things, what you guys, is on the sweet list. Then, they say, oh, we have a sweet tooth. Well, yeah, my bacteria feeds on that, the unhealthy ones.
That Dr. Denise, that's absolutely amazing. So I'm going to put you on hold because we're bringing you back up in short order, and I'm going to
Okay.
go right back over to King Clive. And then I also want to tell the audience, the listening audience, just an example of our products and how they energize the body from within. I went and I did a physical therapy session today, and listen, my therapist whooped me, whoop. And I came home and I was like I told y'all, I've been fasting. So I was like, I can't do this. Like, I gotta do something. I don't know. Guys, I came home, I drank my Belage, I drank it with Inner 7, I put some Crenouille in it. And literally, I felt the life of my body just being restored. So these things have an advanced delivery system. They get into the blood immediately. So we're telling you, you got to really look within. This is not an outward. We're not a get rich scheme or formula. These are things that have been in formulation for over 50 years. So without further ado, King Clive, are you out there?
Sir Clive, please unmute so we can hear you.
Oh, thank you so much because I'm here talking. And thank you for bringing it to my attention. I was saying thank you so much, Queen Dr. Ruth and Dr. Denise, for that very intriguing, enlightening conversation you had for those few minutes, of which I'll be speaking to some of it. And also, we encourage you to keep on interacting like that and such alike. So why we have weight loss challenges? One of the things we need to consider is what happens to food when it enters our body. We think our GI tract is merely a food processor, meaning that if you put in food one end, by the time it reaches the esophagus, the stomach, and the small intestine absorb certain nutrients, the carbohydrates, proteins, and the fats, and then it does pass through the colon, extract some water from it, and then it goes out. We think that the GI tract is merely a food processor. You see, the small intestine, of course, digests the food, we extract the nutrients, and the colon eliminates it, we believe. So we think it boils down to how many calories are coming in and how many calories we are burning out. We're thinking that the balance that is left is what creates the weight. That is the old school. But we have a new way of thinking because now we have to factor the gut microbiome in what happens to the food when it gets there. So we now know that digestion is much more complicated than just looking at the gut as a food processor. What we are forgetting is that this community, 40 trillion microorganisms that live inside of our gut, where food is going to end up. So here it is starting them out, and 22 feet later, it arrives in the colon where you have some hungry microbes waiting that they digest. Are you ready for this? 90% of the food that comes in the body. We are normally taught that most of the food that we eat is digested and ingested in the small intestine. And the small intestine is just to extract the extra fluid, the water, and to store it for removal as waste from the body. New science and research is telling us that is inside of the colon, that 90% of the digestion really takes place? Is this a shift or what? As humans, we digest and absorb only a small amount of the food that comes into our system. As human cells, most of the rest of it is going to the microbes that live right there in the colon, and they dominate the gut. They determine what happens to the food that gets there, and they digest it and they ferment it and they make all kind of different things from it. So a gut dominated by bacteria makes short chain fatty acids. That is a good bacteria. So we need to understand when we eat food, what is the condition of my gut? Is it dominated by good bacteria or beneficial or even benign bacteria? Or is my gut dominated by non-beneficial bacteria? We call them bad bacteria or pathogenic bacteria, because the type of bacteria that dominates your gut determines what happens to food when it gets into the colon. Whoever runs the colon runs your food. And that is the new science. So we understand that a gut that is dominated by bad bacteria releases hydrogen sulfide and ammonia. That damages the gut and causes leaky gut. I might talk about leaky gut some more. Well, when you have a gut dominated by the good bacteria, they are making, among other things, short chain fatty acids, butyrate, acetate, and propionate. These are the things that your gut need to make, because these are the things that heal your body. When we talk about the body healing itself, it is the ability of your body to make short chain fatty acids that determines how well your body heals. I've always wanted to find out, because I've heard the statement from time to time, only your body can heal itself. So how does the body heal itself? When you eat resistant starch foods, when you eat fiber, the human body does not have enough digestive enzymes to digest those, because we only have 17 different digestive enzymes. But we are learning that in the bacterial kingdom, they make 60,000 digestive enzymes. They digest everything. So when food reaches the gut, which bacteria dominate the gut will determine what happens to the food that gets there. That is what dictates if we put on weight or we maintain good weight, the type of bacteria that lives in the gut. Now, I'm trying to remember a study done by Johns Hopkins University, in which they had identical twins, humans, twins. And although they were identical in DNA, one of these twins was slim, regular weight, and one was overweight, kind of on the more like the fatter side. They did an experiment with taking 2 mice in which they used antibiotics and totally irradiated the gut, and therefore they were sterile. What they did, they put these microbes from the slim twin in one mice, and also the microbes from the fat person in the other mouse. Now, they observed after a period of time that the microbes from the slim twin, that particular mouse remained normal weight, although they were on the same diet, I must say. And the microbes on the fat person that mouse put on weight, started to get fat. And I said, oh, look at this. Then what they did, they cleansed them of the bacteria again, of the microbes, made them sterile, and they switched it around. So the fat mouse would get the microbe of the slim person, and the microbes of the fat mouse would get those from the slim, the other way around. Sorry, I just confused myself. But they switched it around. And what they found out is that the slim mouse began to put on weight, and the fat one began to lose weight. So from that experiment, and they did it several different ways, and it always come out to the same thing, that it is the type of microbes that you have in your gut that determines if you're fat or determines if you're slim. So so the summary is that depending on what the microbes you have living inside of you will determine if you're overweight or determine if you are normal weight. So ladies and gentlemen, we can be going to the gym. We have these expensive gym memberships. And you got gym from Monday to Sunday, 2-3 hours per day. And all the work you're working out, you're not really losing the weight. You drink things like Slim Fast or Slim Slow, and you're still not losing the weight. Ladies and gentlemen, what modern science and research is saying, what we must pay more attention to is the type of microbes that live inside of our gut that determines if we are fat or if we are normal weight. And you can see at the slide. Now, we also learn about this lady that had a particular gut issue. It might have been colitis. She was always a slim lady. And in order for them to deal with her severe condition, they gave her what is called fecal microbial transplant, because the bacteria in her gut was so low, the good bacteria, that they gave her from a from a donor, from a healthy donor, so to speak, they got these microbes and they placed inside of this lady to reseed her gut. The colitis was solved. She was healed of her colitis situation. But the lady noticed after 2-3 months, this slim lady started put on weight. She was getting fat. And this is a lady that has never been fat all her life. When they inquired, they found out that the donor of the microbes was a fat person. And that is why, sorry, she was putting on the weight. And so again, it confirmed that the type of bacteria that you have inside of your gut is determining if you're a slim person or you're a fat person. Now, some people can eat whatever they want to eat and they never put on weight. You ever notice it? Some people, them eat down the whole house. And sometimes I hear people say, where the food going? Is it inside of your bone? And you wonder where it's going, and the person eat, they eat morning, they eat night, they live to eat, and they're not getting in the weight. What is determining whether or not a person get fat or remain slim is what they're calling the presence of Keystone bacteria. Now you might wonder, what are Keystone bacteria? No, it's the same analogy that the Bible speaks about, where they say the stone that the builders rejected has become the head cornerstone. Keystone bacteria are important to your gut as that cornerstone is in architecture or construction. Now, these keystone bacteria include Akkermansia mucinifolia, Bifida longum, and Bifidum infantus. Now, when you have these guys living inside of your gut as keystone bacteria, you can stay slim, because these are the guys that determine that you stay slim and you do not get fat. they convert much of the food mass into short chain fatty acids, and they trigger the release of what they call leptin. We tell the brain, hey, we are full now. Shut off the appetite, and so we can stop eating. That is how the body works when the gut is healthy. Leptin is released so that there is satiety, and you stop eating. Some people just keep eating and eating and eating after they are full. Now, we are also learning that when you have good bacteria dominating the gut, these main bacteria, it triggers what is called AMPK, which is a signal sent from the fat cells to the rest of the body to burn fat for fuel or burn fat as calories. These are the exciting things that happen inside of your body according to which type of bacteria dominate your gut. So we must find a way to attract the Akkermansia mucinifolia and his good friends so that we can be on the slim side. Because to try and do it otherwise is literally mission impossible. Now, when a person is overweight because of a gut that is dysfunctional, the bad bacteria convert that food into things like ammonia gas and hydrogen sulfide and other things that creates what? Inflammation. Toxins from the gut leaks into the bloodstream where it finds its way to the brain and disrupts the satiety mechanism in the brain that to tell you to stop eating. It disrupts that part of the brain, and therefore the person still continue to eat because the mechanism is disrupted. Ladies and gentlemen, this is just a brief illustration of why a person can be fat or why a person can be slim. It is a type of bacteria that lives in your gut and what they do with the food that comes to the gut. Are they making the things to make you healthy, short chain fatty acids, or are they making things that causes inflammation inside of the body? Now, some of the bacteria that causes you to want to eat and to cause all kind of havoc in the body is Clostridia and Klebsiella. They promote weight gain. They like when the body fat, round and rosy. Those bacteria, see that guy at the end, they love him, man. Hey, fatty, boom, boom. They like the fatty, boom, boom. Them. These bacteria, them are normal. They make you want to gain weight and they want you to eat and stuff yourself by eating more. And then that is how they control your brain. So bacteria in the gut creates neurotransmitters. These bacteria, they're not easy, you know. They create neurotransmitters, and via the vagus nerve, they find its way into your brain and make you crave sugar. Anybody that is craving, as Dr. Denise and Dr. Ruthan was saying a while ago, any craving you have for sugar, you might have that craving because these bacteria is influencing the brain by making neurotransmitters that tell the brain crave sugar, more sugar, 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 more sugar. So if you like chocolate cake, chocolate ice cream, chocolate milkshake, chocolate bars, all kind of things, you can't live without chocolate. Everywhere you go, chocolate. Be careful. It might be not you that even wanting it so much, but the bacteria in your gut that is giving you an insatiable appetite for these sweet things. You have to be careful. So microbes in the gut make you crave sugar. Another dangerous thing about craving sugar is that you might be feeding cancer cells, because cancer cells needs 13 times more sugar than the average cells in the body because it is making its energy in a false way. So we have microbes.
King Clive, I have to stop you there. Okay, stop. Stop. Okay, go back one sentence. Say that again about cancer cells, please.
Yes. Cancer
Okay.
cells demand 13 times more sugar than the average cell in the body because it is not,
13 times?
yes, that's why you have to eat so much sugar to feed them.
Oh
So
my God.
for persons who have this sweet tooth, we ask you quickly tomorrow morning, go to your dentist and ask him to locate your sweet tooth and do an extraction before it causes cancer in the body.
Love it. Oh my, like, and then another thing I wanted to know, you said chocolate. Now, is this dark chocolate as well, or we're talking about the processed chocolate that has all the sugar inside of it? Now,
Yeah,
I just want to make sure, because see, I'm a dark chocolate lover. I don't like I'll eat a dark chocolate, like 75% cacao. So I just want
yes.
to know if the dark is just as bad as the, you know, the other processed sugars chocolate, or are we just talking, you know, I want to clarify for my friend that's maybe on the line.
It's fine. That's a good question. Thanks for asking. Because dark chocolate is good for you. What poisons chocolate is when they begin to put dairy in it. The dairy is the
Okay.
devil. The dark chocolate is actually good for you. Cacao. That is a beautiful thing for you because cacao releases certain things inside of the brain, like that helps to maintain balance inside of your brain. So dark chocolate is good because of what it triggers in the brain in a positive way. But those of us who like to eat a lot of the milk-based chocolates with a lot of sugar in it and the dairy in it, you are using your teeth to dig your grave because that is causing major issues in the body. All that sugar is creating havoc inside of your body and it need to be changed. So, but the point I'm making is that bacteria them so smart that they make the neurotransmitters, send it through the vagus nerve into the brain and causes the brain to want. You know, you have some people in their bed at nighttime. Do you ever notice the time of night they put on these ads on TV with the pizza, the fried chicken, the fries, and the other type of things that these fast food outlets sell? And you there in your basically ready to go to bed, and you see the soda running out of the bottle or out of the fountain with the ice on it, and you feel something move inside of your stomach, and you know you cannot sleep if you don't get up and go down to the fast food store and buy that soda or buy that chicken or buy that pizza, and then you drop asleep with all of those things inside of your stomach, and you have nightmare how Mr. Rooster running it down around the bed all night, and you wake up tired of morning time because of the nightmare. Those who love to run boat late at night time. Hey, we have some serious Jamaicans, you know, sleep and wake up at 10, 11 o'clock and run boat, chicken back, curry chicken back, 6 cartwheel dumpling and 3 banana, and gone to bed with all of that stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a prescription for disaster. I hope I have something to say about fasting soon from now. So these microbes make you feel anxious. They make you feel hungry. They are the ones controlling the body. These microbes make you feel altruistic. You feel like you want to get up and go, be creative. All these microbes can make you say, well, I don't want to see nobody here, man. I just want to stay home and chill. I just live inside your house a couple of days. And nobody not even knows you're inside of the house. You just turn on the TV low and you're alone inside there chilling out. You don't want to see nobody. Microbes make you want to feel that way, make you get lousy, make you get lazy, make you get fat, make you put on weight. So it's amazing how they have this control over it because after all, this is their ship. So they run things and control things. But we need to fight back and realize that we need to change the type of bacteria in our gut. And we need to point to something that one of the things that may cause the shift in your bacteria, of course, is antibiotics. Don't be in any hurry to take antibiotics, ladies and gentlemen, because just as it suggests, it is against bacteria. You may have an infection, and the doctor says to treat this infection, you have to be given antibiotics. Do you know that in taking one round of antibiotics, it can wipe out 80 to 90% of the microbes inside of your body, both good and bad. When it is wiped out, the bacteria don't totally die off. They may die down to 10 or 15%. Because the good bacteria that produces the lactic acid dies down, the pH of the gut changes to a higher pH, and the bacteria that thrives in a higher pH thrives, which is usually the bad bacteria. When the bad bacteria thrives, it causes all the leaky gut situations because the bad bacteria eat away at the mucus layer that prevents, that is a layer between the preventing the bacteria from agitating too near to the epithelial, which causes an inflammatory reaction. It eats away at it, eats away at epithelial layer, one cell thick, and cause damage to the gut. It leaks, and things from in the gut can leak into your blood. That is crazy, because that is what causes chronic low-grade inflammation all over your body. And it's a reason for 95% of the diseases that take place in the body. And it's a reason for your autoimmune diseases, your cancer, your diabetes, your rheumatoid arthritis, your lupus, and your Alzheimer's and Parkinson's, multiple sclerosis, and all those other neurological disorders. The bad bacteria. So if your doctor is prescribing for you antibiotic, it's a Lord of mercy, doctor. I'm mostly bacteria living in me. Why are you giving me? Why are you doing that to me, doctor? You don't like me. Give me something else, man. And if him convince you and say, boy, the nature of your infection, and you have to take it. You say, doc, if I have to take it, where are my prebiotics and probiotics? Then you're prescribing for me. Because if you're going to damage it, we must find a way to rebuild it. Am I making sense, ladies and gentlemen? Because if you're going to bomb up your gut, destroy them, many of the species may not come back. We have to find a way now to restore our gut and reverse a dysbiotic gut so that it might function again as normal, and therefore you have control over your entire life. There are so many more things in terms of things like glyphosate. Roundup is designed to kill weeds, and they are so genetically modify the crop that they don't die from the weed killers. But when it goes into your body, glyphosate kills off your bacteria. That is how dangerous our food has become, because the crop is sometimes sprayed 2 or 3 times with glyphosate. And we are now putting tons, millions of tons of glyphosate on our crops. When it gets into the body, it is the reason now for the celiac disease, the Crohn's disease, the diverticulitis, the irritable bowel syndrome, and acid reflux, and many of the other chronic diseases that affects the gastrointestinal tract. Antibiotics, things like glyphosate, and things of that nature. So, ladies and gentlemen, stress makes your gut leaky. We have what we call opportunistic bacteria that, according to what is happening in the gut, they do things in the gut also. And they grow and they feed on sugar. You ever notice when some people stress out, what they want? Sugar. They eat food to appease whatever, and so on. So stress causes the body to be acidic. In an acidic body is a body that is set up for disease, for issues, and for different conditions that make you sick. What we need to
King
do,
Clive,
yes.
I
Yes,
have a young lady that's on the line. She is a part of Sankey. She's been in Sankey from the beginning, and I want to bring her up. Yeah, she said, no, don't bring me up. But yes, I'm bringing you up. You know who you are. If you can unmute your line. I want her, she just put in the chat regarding about how she's not had to take antibiotics. I just wanted to share just a 2-minute testimony of, why was she taking antibiotics? And, how has the Sankey products assisted her and aided her in this? Queen Elaine from Turks and Caicos, are you out there?
Good night. Yes, Dr. Ruth Ann.
Yes, can you share with us, please?
Yes, just what King Clive was saying I can relate to with the antibiotics, because many persons who know me might not know that I've been living with lymphedema on both of my legs for the past 20 years now. And I was often have to go to the hospital and get on antibiotics. If the skin breaks on the lymphedema area, it automatically causes an infection, which is really cellulitis. And since taking the Senki products for a year now, since I was introduced to it, I have not been in a hospital, had to not go on any antibiotics. Thank God. And I am so grateful for Senki products for that, because we all know, a lot of us women know what happens when we go on that antibiotics. Well, we take the antibiotics for one thing and another thing happens. So that's a little short testimony that I have with the Senki products.
Thank you so much, Elaine. Appreciate it. Back to you, King Clive.
Great. Thank you so much for sharing, Lady Elaine. Now, when we increase the diversity of bacteria in the gut, studies are clear that people that struggle with weight tend to have lower diversity of bacteria in their microbiome, the Keystone bacteria. Many studies have done that. At the same time, people who tend to be lean have a high level of diversity of bacteria. So this is where it is, ladies and gentlemen. The crux of the matter is the diversity of bacteria you have inside of your gut. When you have Akkermansia mucinifolia, this is a critical strain we need to have. And when we have this at a high level, you will be lean, you will not have any metabolic diseases, and you will not have diabetes. Can I say that again? If you want to fix your diabetes, fix the microbes that are living inside of your gut. This is what studies are saying, that not only will you not have diabetes, it will fix your heart disease, it will fix obesity issues, and fix other issues of that nature, chronic diseases. You ever wanted to know how to get rid of these chronic degenerative conditions? Speak to the issue. Eat food that will attract Akkermansia mucinifolia. That is the main bacteria in your gut that keeps you slim. You know what is the appetite and the diet of Akkermansia? Chocolate, panganut, and resveratrol from grape. It's one of the high-end bacteria. It is one of the Kardashian bacteria inside of your body.
Hey, Clive, I was just about to say, it sounds a little bougie. A bougie bacteria.
Yeah, man, they not eat chicken back and white rice pan base. No bag juice pan base. These guys, they go for the high end. So if you want to attract the type of food that we eat, the whole heap of rice, whole heap of flour, whole heap of sugar, no, sir. The bacteria won't even come on your side of the road. Akkermansia won't even cross the street. But when you begin to serve dark chocolate, resveratrol, things like panganut, and berries or beetroot, the dark color thing, hey guy, you are keeping a party, and the Akkermansia will be the DJ at your party. And if it's at your party, you have to be hearty. Ladies and gentlemen, this is how you change your gut. You have to attract these guys. And these guys, if they are happy, you will be happy. So we're talking about metabolic reprogramming. What to do to change your gut. What you have to do? Increase diversity of your bacteria. Get on board Akkermansia mucinifolia. Now we're going to talk about the need for intermittent fasting. What do we mean when we say intermittent fasting? Fasting is good for you, you know, because some people, them eat 6-7 times a day. Them live to eat instead of eat to live. They eat so often that the stomach don't get time to rest. The bacteria them don't get time to rest. So the intermittent fasting is like, for example, if you can fast each day, I say 5 days out of the week, for 14, 16, 17 hours of fasting is the ideal. But you have to start at a point. Start at 12, then go to 13, 14, 15, then go up to 17. So for example, don't eat anything after 6 o'clock in the evening. And when you eat your first meal in the morning, after 8 o'clock, so 6 hours between 6 o'clock and 12, 6 hours, between 12 o'clock and 8, 8 hours, 8 and 6 is what? Yeah, 14 hours of fasting. If you can eat 1 hour later to 9 o'clock, you have 15 hours. But later in the day, you're going up to 17 hours. In that time frame, your bacteria get time to rest and your bacteria species begin to grow and you attract the good bacteria inside of your body. This is how you
Hold on now,
increase diversity.
Clive, you know, I like to stop you. I apologize because I know people out there going, hold on now. Did he just say my bacteria need to rest?
Yeah.
Last week we said something else needed to rest. Now we're saying the bacteria need to rest.
Yeah,
Well,
man.
Lord.
Oh my Lord, we overwork our bacteria because we keep on eating. If you
Wow.
eat every 2 or 3 hours, the bacteria never get time to rest. And that is why we need to sleep well, because the bacteria need time to rest. Many of us sleep poorly. We go to bed 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night, and we get up 2, 3 more times in the night to go to bathroom and to go to the fridge, to go snack on something and so on. The habits are killing us. Our lifestyle choices and practices is what is making us sick and ill, because our bacteria don't have time to rest. They don't have time to grow. They don't have time to attract the right species to grow and develop and to be strong, healthy, vibrant, and resilient. So we have to participate in our own rescue, ladies and gentlemen. So we have to increase the diversity. One of the main guy you want to attract, as we said, is Akkermansia mucinifolia, by eating some of those things. Ladies and gentlemen, let me stop here and say this. Poor, you cannot be poor in this world. That is why we have to make money. Because to be able to maintain the habit of feeding just your bacteria, you cannot be broke. What do broke people eat? You can tell me the list of what broke people eat. The same bad food all day, the bad soda, the sugar with the little Kool-Aid and things in it, and we think that we're eating, but ladies and gentlemen, we're not really eating. We're only eating to satisfy the human cells. We're not satisfying the non-human cells, which include the bacteria. Their diet is a different diet from our diet. The diet of the bacteria, fruits, vegetables, grains, seeds, nuts, and lentils. The last time I checked them out, are those things cheap? We have to find a way to earn extra money each week to be able to take better care of our bodies. Because if the diet is wrong, then the health cannot be right. The diet has to be fixed. And the standard American diet of 30% of our diet coming from protein, which comes from meat, 60% of the diet come from processed food, things that are refined, things that are we buy in supermarket in bags, bottles, tins, and boxes that have preservatives over them, including the tin things. Ladies and gentlemen, that's crazy. And less than 10% of our diet comes from plants, Mother Nature. We cannot make short-chain fatty acids or enough of it from less than 10% of our diet. Our diet must be dominated, ladies and gentlemen, by the things that our body need to make butyrate, acetate, and propionate. If you're not making it, you cannot have it. Our body is what heals itself. For you to make your healer butyrate, you have to eat something from the plant kingdom. So change the 10% diet to be 20% from that category, 30%, past 50%, 70%, up to 80% or more if you want to. That comes from plants, vegetables, fruits, grains, seeds, nuts, lentils, and things of that nature that comes from the phytochemicals that come from the panganut, the berries, and all those things. When I go to the big supermarkets or so on and buy the berries, those are not cheap, but that is what is going to make your gut healthy. Those are the things that your Akkermansia and things like and appreciate and enjoy. So we know every man, try to remember the quote, every man is a consumer and ought to be a producer. He is by consumption expensive and need to be rich. That's a quotation I'm giving you. I don't know if it's Walter Emerson that said it. every man is a consumer and ought to be a producer. He is by consumption expensive, and you need to be rich. You need to be rich not because you need to drive a Lexus. You need to be rich not because you need to live in an 8-bedroom house with jacuzzi. You need to be rich not because you want to go vacation 10 places every year across the world. You need to be rich to take better care of yourself, because when you have money, you have what? Options. A lot of options. When you don't have no money, you have to go buy the don't have Mr. Chain wholesale. You buy the 10 pound of rice, you buy the 10 pound of flour, the 10 pound of sugar, the old diet that is causing you to be sick. And you say to yourself, why, when have to make them supplements are too expensive? No, the truth be told, it is not the cost of the product, to some degree. Because even if we sell our product for 500 Jamaican dollars per box, some people that still complain it's expensive. What we need to understand is the value that you're getting to put in your body to give you the type of health that you need. Cheap food cannot feed your fountain of youth. Cheap food cannot nourish and nurture microbiome. Yes, we know, say that you have, but don't make it stay the same way for the rest of the year. Find a way to do something differently. 2 or 3 days per week between 5 o'clock and 10 o'clock. Do something to earn more, to give you more. I'm sorry if I sound like I'm preaching, but I realize that I'm speaking to myself as I'm speaking to you, because we need to be very creative in terms of how we are able to better nourish the body, then to prevent ourselves from the doctor giving us the bad news. To do the test, then we have to do the test. It's expensive. When you finish do the test, the doctor says, we get the result, come in my office, come sit down. When the doctor tell you to sit down, he said, the result of the test have come in. You need to do a surgery. My fee is $2.5 million. Me alone can't do it. My assistant's fee is $1.5 million. We can't do it out the door under the mango tree. We do it in an operating room in the hospital. The cost of the hospital is $900,000. And they charge you for the anesthetist now need to put you to bed because you can't watch. It's not a movie you want to watch when they cut you, So the anesthetist fee is $750,000. The anesthetist is who put you to bed and make you wake up, because it's a very important job, because it's one thing for you go sleep. It's another thing for make you wake up. You have to shake you, go and make you wake up. And by the time him total the amount, $7.8 million. If the man sharp, your heart attack, you're same place in the doctor office, and you're dead from heart attack, and no longer the thing that you have. Or you get a stroke on the way going home. So ladies and gentlemen, what the point I'm making is that find creative ways to take better care of yourself. And what that might mean is that you might become a member of the company, Sankey Global, so that you get the products at the best price possible, so that you can take care of your body. Oh Lord, Dr. Ruthan, I go over my time and I don't talk about the products I'm yet. Lady Ruthan? Okay, Lady Ruthan might be.
Sorry, but I was trying to find my mouse.
He's somewhere in the house.
Literally, it must be the skinny one or the fat one. I'm not sure which one was left, So yes, do you want me to do this part?
Yes, that'll be
Okay.
kind of you. Thank you.
Definitely. So guys, this is the 4-product system that we're talking about. Yes, it's 4 products, and they each play a role. So I'm going to start with our Hasaki, and it's made out of the cacao. So that's why I love dark chocolate.
Yeah.
But listen, it nourishes the microbiota with over 596 metabolites. Now, metabolites have to do with metabolism. So when you think about this is going in and doing what it needs to do. And this is one of the main products that I know Dr. Lee Laney was very enthused and overwhelmed by, because like he said, and like we showed earlier on one of the slides, the flora. It turns up the flora if you need it, and it turns it down if you don't. So this has to do with, is that bacteria working the way it should? Does it need more? Do I need to help it? It looks around, it takes out its magnifying glass, and it's like, okay, how can I assist? It also improves protein absorption by 20%. And why is this important? Because we need protein in our system, but oftentimes it's not getting in the way it should. Because why? Our system is kind of like King Clive said, we have issues going on. We have a lot of issues happening in our body. And so this is going to allow for that protein absorption by 20% into the body. It increases the oxidation of fat, and it provides energy to trillions of the mitochondria. Now, you notice it didn't say it provides energy to the mitochondria. It says it to trillions. And I think that's significant for you to understand how many mitochondrial cells are in your body, because the mitochondria is the energy of your cells. So there's trillions of them in your body. And so when you're feeling, lethargic and you're like, oh, I'm so tired, sometimes it's not because you haven't slept, because oftentimes you'll be like, oh, I didn't sleep well last night and oh, this and that. But a lot of times it has to do with your mitochondria is being affected and there's no energy happening in those cells. Okay. And so I'm going to jump over to the inner 7. I'm going to leave the Balaj for last, but our inner 7 is from 325 meters in the Okinawa Ocean. It improves natural defense mechanisms. It balances your pH out. It stimulates relaxation. It improves digestion and recovers your body's essential minerals. Now, guys, this right here, once it says it balances your pH, it's actually balancing it to 7, balancing that inner body to 7. But this is what's so amazing about this is once they've drawn it out of the Okinawa Ocean and they've processed it, what they have found, two of the main ingredients are magnesium and potassium. However, on top of the magnesium and potassium, there's 60 other essential minerals. Are you hearing me? 60, not 5, not 10, 60 other essential minerals. This product here, guys, is fantastic and phenomenal for one, restoring the minerals that need to be in your body. Also for persons that have thyroid, hormonal imbalance, cramping, menstrual cycles, really bad, pain. This product is amazing. I use this all the time when I'm drinking my Balaj. That's my go-to so that I don't have to worry about all, the pain meds. I've actually been able to come off of 300 milligrams of Tramadol per day, not every other day, per day. I've been able to come off of 1,800 milligrams of gabapentin or Neurontin, for those that don't know, for neuropathy. So I am super stoked about taking these products. I have seen mass improvement in my body and what is going on. And it improves digestion. It stimulates relaxation. Why? Because of that magnesium inside there. That magnesium really assists with, improving that relaxation and making sure that you can, just rest a little, as well as the improvement of digestion. We have some persons that literally pour this into warm water and drink it, and they find that within less than an hour to 2 hours, they have a good bowel movement. Okay, so then we have our Cranui Fire, Cranute Fire, Cranui, as some people call it. It reduces the absorption of calories and sugars and carbs. It deals with the gastric protection and antioxidation, and it increases thermogenesis to remove fatty tissue. What does that all mean? Well, let's go. It reduces the absorption of sugars and carbs. Guess what? It's burning all that sugar, all those starches that you're eating. If you're suffering with high blood pressure and diabetes, it's going to aid and assist in reversing and recovering and restoring it, because it's going to lower it. Because of the Japanese black beans in it, it really helps to do just that. The gastric protection and antioxidation is dealing, again, all of our products are dealing with your gut. And why? Why? If you have not learned anything tonight from King Clive, I hope when you heard when he said, this is your second brain. So what we're trying to do is not only aid and assist in the first brain, which we'll hear in a minute, but we are trying to make sure that your second brain is in order. It's put where it needs to be. Okay. So it increases thermogenesis to fatty tissues. You are going to burn fat as you drink this supplement. This, we don't even like to say supplement, this nutraceutical, okay? You're going to actually start burning fat as you take this at night. It burns it, especially in the belly region again, and you are going to sleep. You are going to have a sound sleep. It allows you to go through the different levels of sleep. Okay, so the beta, the gamma, the theta, you're going to go through these levels of sleep and you're going to enjoy it. You're going to be like, wow. And you're going to wake up refreshed. You heard what he said. Your body needs to rest. We need to start allowing our bodies to recover. That is when our bodies recover, when we are sleeping. So let's talk about our belage. Our belage is a beautiful age, our morning shower. This reactivates our body's antioxidants. It increases our energy production naturally. So you feel all like, oh, I can't do it. I just can't. Drink your belage. What did I tell y'all? When I came home from therapy, I felt like I had been beaten. And I drank my belage with my Inner 7. I added a Crew in there because my grandbaby, she drank the belage and she said, Nana, this missing something, right? This isn't red. So I said, it's missing the Crew. She's like, yeah, you need to add Crew. So I added my Crew in there and I drank it. But guys, within minutes, I felt the energy start to return and reverse that sense of, oh my goodness, what happened to me earlier had been restored. And now I'm talking now. I didn't even think I was going to get on the call this evening because I felt like I'd literally been beaten. It improves blood circulation. What does that mean, guys? If you're having those weakened legs, those legs that feel numbing, the fingertips, the fingers. Today at physical therapy, I opened my hands for my therapist. Guys, back in 2017, I had fallen into a coma. And when I came out, all I remember is my mom and my aunt, they had the olive oil and they were just rubbing my hands down because my fingers had curled up tight into a fist. So at first, my mom didn't even think that my hands would open. Okay. When we had our election here in the Bahamas a few years ago, I had to mark an X because I couldn't even hold a pen and I had to have someone in the box with me. And now I can hold a pen. I can open my hands. Are you hearing me? And I have changed nothing else in my body. I mean, I've changed my diet, but along with these products, this is what I've been taking for a year. Okay. These products have done some amazing things. This improves blood circulation. It hydrates at the cellular level. Listen, this is so important, so important. And why? Is because hydration at the cellular level, first of all, it's nanoparticle sized. It gets it into the bloodstream immediately, as well as an advanced delivery system that is patented technology to us only. Okay, are you hearing me? And when it says hydration at the cellular level, it's able to permeate because of the nanoparticle size of the product. It's able to actually permeate the eye wall barrier as well as the brain barrier. And why is that important? Alzheimer's, depression, anxiety, okay, dementia are all in the brain. The brain needs hydration. But if it can't get it, then what happens? It starts to dry up. But this product is able to hydrate at a cellular level immediately. Advanced delivery system. And I don't think we have the lady on this evening, but if Rosemary Smith was on, and let me see, Rosemary, if you're out there, you can unmute and you can share your testimony about your mom. But I was blown away when she told us her testimony about her mom, to one day not knowing if her mom was going to survive, to then being able to see life in her mom after feeding her the belage. Y'all aren't understanding. These products are amazing, okay? Amazing, simply amazing. And when it says improves blood circulation, and I know this doesn't have anything to do with the microbiome, but this is a pivot point for me to bring up Dr. Denise, because we're going to just give you just a drop. So I don't know if she's still out there. So Dr. Denise, are you still out there? Let's see. I know sometimes it takes a minute for you to unmute. Dr. Denise, are you still out there? Because I want her, if she is out there, just to give a drop of what we're going to be speaking about next week. But I will give you a clue, guys. For those gents that are on this line, and maybe for the women, because, this does have something to do with the women as well. Blood circulation. It improves blood circulation. That means throughout the entire body. Hint, hint, clue, clue, wink, wink. I don't know if you've gotten me. I don't know if you're hearing me, but it improves blood circulation in areas that are needed. And also that includes women sometimes as well, because we don't understand that when you have high blood pressure and diabetes, women and men, women, sometimes our sex drive is diminished because of suffering from diabetes and suffering from high blood pressure. But this will assist and aid in bringing that blood circulation back. So for those men, I know in the Bahamas, I can speak for the Bahamas, our men hate taking high blood pressure medication because why? It messes with their things. Are you hearing me? So this blood circulation is going to start percolating and moving as it needs to. Do you understand me? Are you hearing me, guys? Yes, Queen Elaine, everything rises to the top.
Temperature rising.
Oh, so Dr. Denise is out there. She said she can't unmute. Can Mr. Townsend, can you assist? Joy Piera needs to unmute, please. So that she can come back up for a minute. I just want to do a drop on what's going to happen next week. Joy Piera. Piera. Pereira.
In the
Let me
meantime,
see if I
until Dr. Denise comes on, we just want to say to those of us who need to be aware that comes the 1st of March, which will be Monday coming, we will be having the launch of the microbiome movement. This is something that you have heard us spoken of on this program, as the Lord would have it. The Million Man Microbiome movement is about to be launched. We will go to every nook and cranny and tell from baby to granny about their microbiome. Now, this launch on Monday will happen from the 1 o'clock Monday, and we will have TVJ live, and we'll have different programs in the morning leading up to 1 o'clock, and we'll also have the different radio stations, TV, different things happening to be a part of this launch. Be a part of it. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors as we launch the microbiome movement. We thank God for Sankey and the vision of Sankey to do their part in making this microbiome movement possible. And we look forward to great things. I don't know if Lady Bev is on the call. She could identify herself. She might want to chime in with any other details that might be necessary. But back over to you, Lady Ruth.
Well, Dr. Denise is unmuted. So Dr. Denise, I just want you to give just a drop about what we are going to talk about next week. I know for the past 2 weeks before, we were talking about the vaginal microbiome. I mean, last week, so many people were on this call, it was insane. It was insanity. So when they say sex cells, even microbiome sex cells, you understand what I'm saying? Like, so I just want you to give us a drop. And, I just want to say again that the Balage improves blood circulation. And so I'll let you take it from there.
Oh, wow. Okay, folks, next week, you don't want to miss it. We're going to talk about the penis microbiome, both in circumcised and uncircumcised penises. That's amazing and a fantastic program you don't really want to miss. And yes, the Balage has made the bedroom a happy place once again. So instead of you get a touch and, oh gosh, leave me alone now, and the hand pull away, you get a touch and fling, everything gone. So folks, you're in for a treat.
Shout out church to praise the Lord.
Hello. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. According to my dear.
Oh,
hallelujah. Is Bev Oldness on the line, please? Lady
she
Bev?
was, and I know she was having a few, the internet again, but let me see.
Okay.
Queen Bev, are you out there?
King Wando, are you able to suggest if she's on the line or need to be unmuted? I don't know. Because she's not on the line readily. Yeah, I know she's just working like overtime.
She has some internet problems, so yeah, you can continue.
The internet microbiome need to be sorted out, man.
Okay.
Yeah, we need to give it some Balage.
Some Balage. Yeah, but I
So
think, yes,
go
go
ahead.
ahead,
No, go
Queen.
ahead. Go
All right.
ahead.
Yeah, I just really want to thank everybody tonight for making it to the call. You coming on this call is a suggestion that you are interested in the topics being discussed. We want to take this to the next level, however, because we want to sensitize every Jamaican, every Caribbean folk, the diaspora, going back into Canada, into the USA, into UK, Europe, Africa, and the rest of Asia and the world. So we have massive role to play. As you hear, one of the subtitles that we have is Million Man Microbiome Movement, not only for men, but of course, man meaning the mankind. So we want to push this to the next level. How many lives can we touch? How many lives will be saved? How many lives will be changed? How many poor people will not have to spend their money on things that will not be relieving their discomfort and pain and issues in their tissues? But when they begin to fix their microbiome, their fountain of youth, then they will find answers to problems that many doctors will tell them, say, well, we can't help you, Go home and make it right with your family. Go home and make it right with God. But ladies and gentlemen, we need to understand that God himself has already given us the healer of the body. He has given us the fountain of youth. He installed the microbiome the very same day that we were born, and is a critical part of our health, lifestyle, and for the quality of life and health that we need to live. We thank God for the Japanese and the technology that they have shared with us. This is big, and some other time I'll be able to expand on that. So I just want to thank everyone for making it to the call. Keep your ears
King Clive,
open.
before we
Yes.
go, can I just say one more thing? I just want everybody to know these are the packages that we offer. You can definitely get back to the person that brought you to the call and just let them know you want to be a customer. But we do have these packages at the moment. And right now, we actually have a special that was just introduced yesterday, which actually deducts $55 from each of these packages. So to me, that's an amazing price. It allows you to, decide what you want. You can start with our Sankey Unified Starter Kit, which is that Belage that we spoke about. For those that want to start burning that fat in that thermogenesis, you can do the dietary Kranui. I personally recommend for those persons that are serious about weight loss to look all the way to the executive pack. And the only reason why I say that, guys, is because then you have 2 of each product to start running, and that if you feel you want to burn even more fat with the Kranu, you can actually take 2 sticks a day instead of just doing the 1 stick a day. And then you have enough Hasaki for you to be able to utilize. You even have a 10D that you can then, give away, sell, share with somebody else. And you have extra products to also share with other persons. So like we said, and like I always tell individuals, yes, it says enrollment in a business, but the reason why I always tell persons, listen, you don't have to build anything. You don't want to build nothing. That's your choice. That's your right. However, because the way we are built here at Sankey, when you are a distributor, the price is cheaper, and in these times, everybody is trying to save $1. So it's cheaper when you are a distributor. Sometimes the acquisition is up to 60%. So I'm just saying that it is cheaper when you're a distributor versus when you're a customer. But guess what? We absolutely love customers here at Sankey. So if you want to be just a customer and this is something that says, no, I don't want to do it, that's fine with us. We have no problem with that at all. So I'm going to say again, get back to the person that brought you to this call. That's most important. They're waiting for you to return a call to them and say, listen, I was on that microbiome movement, and by now I am ready to get started. So back to you, King Clive.
Okay, remind me, Dr. Ruthan, the 11th anniversary service, the special thing with
that will
Dr.
actually be
Stella.
this Thursday
It's
at
Thursday.
8
Yes,
p.m.
yes. Please,
Eastern time. Yes, sir.
you want to be on for that celebration. Have something in your cup, the Belage in a cup or the Conway Fire tea sipping. But you want to have something. Tune in. Let us make it big. Let Jamaica, let the Caribbean be well represented, and let them know that we are on board the ship and we want Sankey Global to succeed. So please
And
show up
Dr.
Thursday night.
Adias will also be there as well, King Clive. So all the way
Hey,
from Japan. So
look
that's
at
going to be
that.
really, really cool. So yeah, definitely, get back to the person and let them know you want that link. You want that link for
Yes.
8 p.m. on Thursday. You want that link. Link me. So
Yeah, and can you imagine Queen Dr. Helen Delahousse Clay? She is packing her bags and she will be coming to Jamaica, ready or not. Here I come. She will be in Jamaica coming tomorrow, and at least for 2 weeks she will be staying here. As a matter of fact, we might ask the government to cancel her passport and make her a real Jamaican man staying right here with us. But what a wonderful future we have for the next couple weeks. We have the big lady herself, CSMO, Queen Dr. Helen Delahousse Clay. You want to meet her, you want to hear her. It will change your life. She is the millionaire maker. So you want her to be a part of your experience for the next couple of weeks. So as we close, Dr. Ruth Ann, thanks again to everyone. Get back to the person who invited you. Call them and tell them thanks for inviting you to the call. Today, your life has changed. Continue it for the next couple of years to come. Bless you. Have a
And
good
remember,
night.
guys, $55 off these packages today. So you do not want to miss it. So
Not at
get
all.
back to the person that brought you to the call. So thank you once again. And it was an amazing call. Thank you, King Clive. Absolutely amazing. Dr. Denise, absolutely amazing. The Townsends, I know y'all are in the background, but thank you. We are grateful for your service. It's amazing. Mava, thank you for your comments. You keep that chat flowing. I absolutely love it. So
Yes.
thank you. It's incredible. And thank you for the participants. We appreciate you for coming on. We appreciate you for staying and listening to the amazing microbiome project, powered by what we love here is Sankey Global. So yes, thank you. So have a great night, my friends. And I'm Dr. Ruth Ann Newton Lightburn out of Freeport, Bahamas. My slogan is service to humanity is service